It was really eerie. I mean, it was misty and it was foggy and, very quiet, as a result. And you could just hear, the footsteps as they started off into the distance jogging. Really amazing. It really was.
And I'll be there, yeah, yeah. You've got a friend.
After all, the trip is about 100 miles. But one San Antonio man was determined to make that trip on foot. Before setting out on the trip Saturday, Matt Karns loaded up on Gatorade and water. He brought plenty of shoes as well. It's a run Matt's been thinking about for a while.
I've run marathons in the past, so it's just a matter of kind of increasing your distance over days.
Fog and fatigue will be the biggest challenge as Matt attempts to run 100 miles in 24 hours.
You can only imagine how long it would take to drive all the way around Loop 1604. But how long would it take on foot? An ambitious Baptist Health System employee ran the entire 100-mile distance of 1604 in 23 hours this weekend.
I just did the legwork. Everybody else was really the ones that made this happen. So.
Thanks to daylight saving time, Matt finished the run early Sunday morning. 23 hours all the way around Loop 1604 with one minor stop.
45 minutes we slept around O'Connor in 1604, so that was it.
What a slacker. And Matt says the trip was worth it. The run was expected to raise more than $50,000 for the Employee Assistance Program. The nonprofit fund has given out more than $30,000 in just the last couple years.
Late last year, I was having financial problems. And I didn't know what to do. I was a total mess. Kay asked me why, and I told her why, and she got in contact with George Gaston, who got in contact with the Employee Emergency Fund, which we had never heard of. They helped me by paying my rent. Well, the only two people that knew about it was Matt and Kay. And without hesitation, Matt came up with this idea of running 1604. And I thought, oh my God, he's crazy, because I didn't know 1604 was 100 miles.
He ran 100 miles around 1604.
Without training?
Without training.
Without eating properly the week before, because we were always trying to shove food down his throat the week before.
A little skinny body.
Matt was a giving person. I mean, he would never say no. He was just a great guy. I mean, he just gave himself up all the time.
Matt didn't run the race for me, but he ran it because of me, because of the Employee Emergency Fund. I don't think there's any way I could have repaid him for that.
You've got a friend.
At this clinic, we're all a family, and Matt was pretty much our dad. And so all of us are sisters and our brother, and
Big brother.
Daryl's our uncle slash big brother, because he was a little bit more of a leader role too, and so he was our dad at the clinic and our friend and just our leader.
There was never an I in Matt's team. He took what I asked of him and ran with it with the biggest heart and the most compassion of any individual I've ever known.
I wanted to tell you how closely I've kept the memories of you in my heart.
Someone that had a positive word and had a positive statement and just helped you believe in yourself.
Intensely dedicated and driven and committed to things he believes in, which to me is his faith, his job, and his friends and family. And I got a glimpse at all three of those things, which I'm, forever indebted.
He believed in everyone he worked with. I mean, you were an individual, and he took you personally and just molded you, and there was no one else when he was working with you. That was it.
He was a really rare soul.
He was a force. It just walked into the room, and you just got caught up with it. We were like, yeah, we can do this. We'll make it work.
Everything he did, he was good at. And he had that rare ability that with the goals and his dreams, I think he accomplished them 2 times faster than anyone else could hope to do it.
He was a good boss. He was a good leader. He cared about his employees. He took real good care of them.
When I get where I'm going, on the the far side of the sky. The first thing that I'm gonna do is spread my wings and fly.
Two of the adjectives Matt loved to use whenever I spoke with him were outstanding and awesome. And I think those two adjectives that he used so often really describe him.
He was just a go-getter from the time he came on board.
I will miss our friendly banter on my lack of height and his lack of hair.
He just had a grand presence about him. He would walk into a room and he owned it.
He liked to talk loud.
I'm on the floor, and I'm kind of in these different positions, and he said, all right, I need you to do this. I did it. I'm in so much pain. He said, back, go get some drugs, get back home as quickly as you can and come see me. And that's what I did, and I'm fine.
He has such a big heart, all the dogs he had saved, you know, from being a pound or just in a bad environment, he just took them in, you know. So most of us would take, you know, what we could, but he had a good number of dogs, and he loved every one of them.
Yeah, like the crazy old lady with all the cats in the house. That was Matt, but with dogs. And only he wasn't a crazy old lady, he was a young bald dude.
I never asked that remarkable young man for anything he couldn't give me. Sometimes he drug his feet. He had no dancing and singing talent, and that's what he had to do. He kept saying, Kay, you're really going to make me do this, aren't you? I kept telling him, yeah, my whole team's going to do this. Kay, you're really going to make me do this, aren't you? Yeah, we're going to do this. He says, I can do this, but I'm not standing up there dancing with all you girls, because he was always the only boy in the crowd. I said, okay. He said, I'm going flying off that stage, and I'm going to the audience. And you see him flying off of the stage in a giraffe costume, going out to dance with the audience.
Wait, there's got to be another one. We, us. Oh, us? Can you do us like to? Us like to move it, move it. That's the one. Like to move it, move it. Us like to move it, move it. Us like to move it, move it, move it, move it.
And that's the way he approached everything I ever asked of him. 100%, all heart, full gusto. That was Matt's gift to me. And I will miss it.
When I get where I'm going, and I see my Maker's face, I'll stand forever in the light of His amazing grace.
I believe that when I run, I'll hear His footsteps behind me. And I think He'll be telling me, keep on, you're going to make it. Just one more mile.
I just know that Matt was one of those people that made a difference.
He will sorely be missed, and his legacy will live on. It's clear for someone that age to have impacted so many people. It's very unique.
He'll always be in our hearts forever.
He was just incredible.
He really touched a lot of lives.
100 miles of angels flank the path to heaven as he crosses the finish line to win the ultimate race of glory.
If I could tell his family anything, it's just how much he loved family, how much he loved them, and how much he tried to just have that here with us. And we embraced him, and we loved him and fought with him like brothers. And I think that was a good thing. I think it's what kept us going, and I think that's what's going to keep us going.
I just want to thank his parents for giving birth to him and sharing their gift with us.
They have so much to be proud of. Mm-hmm. And you can only hope that they find some peace by knowing that he's brought so much to so many different people.
Thank you for sharing your blessing with us, even if it was just for a short moment. He was a blessing.
I wish you were here.